Hello again, thank you for joining me. It's Jan here, and this is sort of, I'm showing you like a little mini series, I suppose, of how I use embellishments and the use of embellishments on cards. And for this little series, obviously I've concentrated on Christmas cards, but you can use them for absolutely anything, birthday, anniversary. Once you've got the component parts made up, they're really useful. I'm just getting out one or two of these because I showed you these the other day. I showed you how I make these in one of the previous videos. So this is the first card I made to show you a side edger, a page edger, and then I made this one to show you how to do it. Then the last video, I showed you how to do like a cluster with the banner ribbons. And today I'm going to be making these. Let's just move this out of the way. Now you've seen them again, just to remind you. Today I'm going to be making these rosettes. They're actually quite simple to make. They're a bit fiddly, but they are quite easy to make. I think once you get the hang of it, but I want to show you two different papers actually. I started to film this before and my battery cut out, so that's why I'm going to show you from a different couple of pieces of paper. Right, okay, so you can make them, or I tried making them because they're quite small, and I thought, oh, you know, it's going to be quite hard to concertina this up and get it to bend round. So I tried using a thin DSP paper, like what you'd get in a, you know, when you get them freebies out of a magazine, or from a really cheap sort of pad of paper, a 6-inch paper, which I had, and I liked the designs. The only problem with it is that it cracks, as you can see. I don't know if you can see, as you start to fold it up, it cracks. And I mean, there's two ways around that, two things you can do to fix that problem. You can either use like use sponge dauber, not the right color at the moment, but you can, once you've got it all folded up, you can use your sponge dauber and some inks and go over it to you know, sort of add a bit of colour onto those and disguise them. It does work really well actually. It looks, you know, it looks nice as long as it's a dark colour, I suppose. Another thing you can do is, when you've got it to the stage where you've scored it but you haven't folded it yet, you can spray it finely with a little mist of water from, and I like these, I showed you these the other day actually. This is because it gives such a fine mist. It's not an actual spray, it's just like a really fine mister. And then when you come to fold it all up, I've found personally that it doesn't crack. The other thing is with this is, because it was a 6-inch pad, I've joined two strips together, because ideally to make this sort of size rosette you need about 12-inch width of paper. And on this one here I've done it an inch, 12 inches, I've done it an inch wide, so I cut two 6-inches of paper, two 6-inch widths by 1 inch, and joined them together in the middle. But on this one, on this DSP, or this one, I actually had this from a 12-inch pad, which is fine. This is the paper I've been using all the way along. Now this is where I got to on the other video before my battery cut out, so that's why that's stuck together, but I can use this as a demo piece. So today I'm so let's show you how to make the rosette first before we talk about the card. So what you need is a piece of paper, patterned paper if you want, or on this one I did it on white cardstock. It's paper, cardstock, you know, it's not overly thick, it's just the average design paper. And for especially if you're a beginner or something, and I'm not very good at these myself actually, I've not had enough practice at them, this is probably the best thickness. So like I said, this is 1¼ inch by, and it's not quite 12 inches, and I'll tell you why in a minute. It's 11¾ inches, so you want them to be that size, because you're going to score it at every 1/4 inch. I've tried all different, you know, I've tried scoring it every 1/8 inch or more than this, but ideally to get the best ruffle, like that one, to get the best ruffle around, you want to score it every 1/4 inch. Okay, and then basically, as in this shows you, you just fold it up like a concertina. So you bend it, so you bend the first piece down, the second piece up, next piece down, then up, and all the way along, so that you get it to go together like this. Okay, so this is an example of one I've already done. I don't know if I'll use this one today or not. This one I'm not going to use today. It's just to show you, because I did get to this stage in my last attempt at making this video. And basically what you need to do is join them in a circle. Once you've got it all concertined up like that, and it's nice and tight, so you just work your way around it. You know, it's not hard, it's a bit fiddly. You just have to really make sure that you do mountain valley, mountain valley, mountain valley all the way around, because if you get out of step and you end up with 2 mountains or 2 valleys, it's so hard to correct it again. It really is. So you're better off taking the time and just folding it to get it like this first go. And the reason you need 11¾ is because of the amount of folds up and down, and it works out so that you can, if I can find it here, there, it works out so that you end up with an up and you start off with a down, and you can join them together like that. If you've got 2 mountain folds, you can't join them together, or if you've got 2 valley folds, you can't join them together. So you do need to end up with, I hope you can see that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your strip like this, you're just going to bend it round in a circle, and then you're just going to join those 2 ends together like that. Okay, let's see if I can just stick this one down in case I use it. So don't forget, you start with a mountain and you end up with a valley, and then you just you overlap one over the other and stick those ends together. So let's just see if I can do that. I've noticed today my glue's not flowing very well because it's been so hot here. It's unbelievable, and it's late in the season for us. We've had, in the UK, we've had no summer whatsoever. It's been dreadful. Just rain and cold. In fact, I think about 2 weeks ago we nearly put the heating on just to take the chill off the house. It was that cold. But today, the last few days, we've had a sudden heat wave that's making my glue not flow properly. Right, that's that stuck together. And yeah, in fact, the last couple of days I haven't been able to get in my craft room at all because it's so hot. The window faces, yeah, when the sun comes round here, because I've got a south facing house, and it's lovely when it's pleasant sun, but when it's roasting hot sun, it's way too much. And yeah, as the sun came round, I couldn't even sit in the craft room. It was crazy. So you end up with that circle. So there's another one like that. Okay, and what we are actually going to do is squash these down. This is why you need your pleats to be nice and regular and firm, and that. You're going to squash this all down, push it all together like that, and make it into a rosette. Okay, so it's quite simple. It really is quite simple. It's just that you've got to spend the time at the start getting your creases done right, and otherwise it just won't go into the circle. So let's try this one. This is on the thinner DSP, the very thin, and as you can see it's a little bit harder to get it to go into a circle. It doesn't want to be as cooperative as the other one does, but it does go. I mean, there you go. Whoops. Pinged up in the air, didn't it? So what I'll do is I will stick that down, and then I'll go over these bits here that stick out with you know, God, I can't think of my words today. An ink and a dauber pad. Right, so let's put that out of the way now and remove that because you don't need that. Right, so when we get to this stage, what you'd normally do if you're just making a plain rosette is you can use one of these, you know, these circles that I cut out. So you can do it in the same way. You can cut the circle out, you hold all this together, put some hot glue. You can either put hot glue and just hold it and leave it and don't put a circle on it, or you can put hot glue and put a circle on it and hold it. Make sure that you don't burn yourself. I use, can't find mine at the moment, but I'll show you when I find it. I've got like a little silicone spatula thing that I bought off of Amazon. Oh, here it is. There. So I use that to hold it down, like that end or that end. But what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to turn it over and stick it directly to one of my little toppers, and I'm using like a doily die cut, because I've cut them all out of the same, using the same 3 different papers. So it's quite small, this one. It's about 2 inches across, I think, or just less than 2 inches across. But yeah, so what I've done is on the back I've marked the center, and my plan is to squash this all together. I'm not going to use a hot glue gun actually today because again it's really starting to heat up, but what I'm going to do is use that center marking to line this up so that I get it on there straight. Okay, and then before you actually stick it down, or while it's still wet, you can fiddle about with it to get it exactly how you want it to be, with all the pleats all pushed out exactly where you want them arranged. So for this, like I say, because it's so hot today, I'm actually going to use my 3-in-1, or you can use Fabri-Tac if it's the same thing. 3-in-1 and Fabri-Tac are the same thing. Right, so what I'm going to do is put quite a generous dob of glue, if it wants to come out. There we go. I'm going to put quite a generous dob of glue around here. I'm not going to skimp on it at all because it'll all just blend in, you know, you won't see it. I'll try and leave that X clear because I want to be able to see it. Where's the lid? There. And then I'm gonna get my circle, squash it all down, try my best to, oops, it's not easy, try my best to pick it up. Maybe it's better just to put it like that and pick it up, and then push it all down and try and get that cross in the middle hole. Yeah, like that, and then I will turn it over and make sure everything's lined up so it's about in the right place, about there. Okay, and I'm just going to hold that down until that starts to set. Okay, so yeah, you might see these, you can actually pile them up, you know, you can make one and pile it up on top of another one and they look really, really nice. They look beautiful with the dimension. But for any of them, you can't really put them in the normal post. These are cards that you would give out rather than post. And also, I wouldn't put them in an envelope. I'd make a little box. I mean, you can put them in an envelope, and the trick with it is, with any dimensional cards, is to put it in the next size up envelope, to give it enough room to move and that. But, you know, probably I would just make a little box, and in another one of these little quick video things that I'm doing at the moment, I'll show you how to make the box for them. So let's see if that's started to set itself up. I will put my glass on top of it just to hold it there for a minute while it's finishing, and I'll do this one. Sorry, let's push that out of the way. You don't want to look at that. That's my water glass. Started my new diet today, so ooh, spooky. I always do like an annual diet or something. I've got so many, you know, I've had so many diets. So this one here, let's see if that doily will fit it or if it's too big. Yeah, it's a bit big. You don't really see much of the rosette round it. So what I will do is, what's that? Oh, that's too small. It's a little snowflake I tried cutting out in the tartan, but it just doesn't go. It's not really bright enough. So I'm going to use my hole punch, but I want the smaller one, which I can't seem to locate right at the moment. I've shoved it in the drawer here somewhere. Oh, what a nuisance. But anyway, it don't matter. So I'm just going to get a scrap of paper, like this piece for instance. I'm going to cut. Am I looking at this hole punch? I could well be. No, I can't seem to see it. So I'm going to cut out a circle. Ideally it would be the smaller one, the 3/8, but I can't find that punch at the moment, but it's going underneath anyway. So this one, I'm just going to turn this over. I'm going to cover this in glue because I don't need to worry about the centre of it. You know, I'd like to get it lined up as best I can, but it's not essential because this is not one you're going to see, because I'm going to put another little thing like a word or something, or a picture on the top. So let's put that out the way. So that's my circle, and then I'm going to do this the other way around, like I'm going to do it with the top showing, if it will go. Goodness me. Like I say, they are a bit of a fiddle about. They're not difficult, not at all. They just, as long as you don't mind having a fiddle about. And then while it's still wet, you just rearrange all your little pleats where you want them to be and hold it down for a moment or two. Keep pressing it in from all sides. Just hold it down. And then when I've got them, we can move on to the next part of what I'm trying to show you, which is how to use them on a card. Because, you know, there's been lots of examples of using them on packaging or, you know, on the covers of scrapbooks or something like that, but not that many that I could. Well, actually, I couldn't find any. I really looked into it. I couldn't find a single one example of where these pinwheels are used on a card. So, you know, maybe it's unique, who knows. Right, let's pop this one out of the way under something heavy, that glass again, probably. There we go. Whoops. God, you don't want to stick there. This one's messing about a bit today. Just needs a bit more holding. Or maybe it needs a bit more glue in the centre. I'll just give it a moment. bit more glue actually. I think that's what the problem is with it. Let's get the lid off. And I'm just going to squirt a bit of glue into the centre hole. Quite a bit of glue so it seeps out. There we go. Put the lid on that and just hold it together. It's a shame I haven't got another one of those little circles because I don't want to put a big circle on it. But, you know, it'll be fine. Sorry, I'll try and speed this up when I edit the video if I can be clever with my very limited amount of technology skills. So I'll probably try and edit all this out. But anyway, that's how you do it. Come on, stick. It's because it's so hot here. Doesn't want to play the game, does it? It's a nuisance. It's rarely that I manage to get all the way through a video without having something go wrong. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm just an amateur crafter. I'm not professional. And it's all about having fun, isn't it, really? More than anything else. And like I say, the point of these videos for me is not to show, well, it is in part to show you how to make the thing, but more how to use it on a card so that you kind of, well, to show you what I do when I'm building up a stash of these sort of elements, these embellishments, and then they're easier to store than cards. And then if I need a card, I can just take one out, take what I need out of my little embellishment packs and make up a card, and it takes 5 minutes, if that. Right, let's see how this is doing, if it's setting up yet. Starting to. It's just a real nuisance. Sorry, I'll edit this out. Right. Let's see how that does. Put my finger on it, see if that works any better. There's always one. Okay, so while that's setting up, I'm just going to work on this one, because I'm going to use 3 for the card I'm making today. And all I've done here is I've got my little word banner, my little Christmas countdown banner. I've mounted it, I've fishtailed the ends just by eye, and I've mounted it onto a little die cut fishtail like that. And I am going to put it, because I haven't got this stuck straight in the center because I couldn't see it from the angle that I was at. I'm going to have it so that this little line here where I've joined it is going to go at the bottom, because I'm going to cover that with red ink. Hold on, let's just get that done actually while I think about it. So I find this love letter is quite good. I mean, you can use anything you want. You can use even a red pen or something. It's just to take away the starkness of it. And actually you can go around the edges as well if you want to. I very rarely put something on paper that isn't, well, I haven't done the edges of the paper, but I haven't done that on these cards because I've been focusing on the shape and form and placement of them. But anyway, that's where it is. So there you go, we can hardly see it now. So let's pop that back out of the way, and I am going to, now I've got to look for it, oh there it is. So I'm going to put that at the bottom, and I'm going to stick this on here. If you want extra height, just use, you know, the little tape pads. I don't think I do. I think it's big enough as it is at the moment. So I am just going to stick this down, put glue in the middle. This is my regular glue, my Cosmic Shimmer, my go-to glue. Right, let's find the best placement for it, which I think is probably about there. There we go. So I didn't really want this to stick out further than the edge of the rosette. So they've all been cut with this. Oh no, that was that an inch, or was that 1.25 inches? No, that was an inch, but I left a bigger circle in the middle because I wanted it slightly bigger. Whereas this one here, I've made it quite tight in the middle. So I'm still pushing it together, still making it hold up. A hot glue gun would do it instantly, obviously. So now my plan is to use these on a card is that I've cut out 3 little strips. It doesn't matter what size they are, doesn't make any difference. These are roughly about 1/8 of an inch. This one's thinner than these two. And at the moment I'm going to cut them off to fit. So these are probably about 6 inches, something like that. Yeah, just off of scraps of card, coordinating card, because I want to make these like little lollipops or little flowers, a little arrangement. So this is my mat. This is my card, if you remember, which is 8 1/4 by, oh God, can't think of it now, hold on, 8 1/4 by 3 1/2, and this is the mat that's going to sit on top of it like that. If you want to make really small ones of these, you can fit them on this size card as well, you know, the normal size card like that. Actually, I think you can fit them on here anyway. Yeah, you can fit them on there anyway. So it's just up to you what you want to do. Right, okay, so I think I want this one in the middle here. So in terms of layout, you've got several different options. You could either, excuse me using this as an example, it's probably not the right size, but you could put a piece down the middle of your card and attach your rosettes to it like that. Sorry, not lined up, but you know what I mean. So it looks like that. That's quite effective. In fact, if what I'm going to do today doesn't work out, I'll go back to doing it like this, because I just think that's quite effective. And actually, just completely by accident, they've come out big, middle and small, so they could all fit together like that, you know. So you could do that. You could do it with a bit of card, or you could do it with ribbon maybe, so that you just attach it at the top and then you've got this ribbon. That would look really nice. Oh, sorry, you're going to hear my dogs going absolutely berserk because the postman's at the door and they're not keen on the postman. So sorry for this. Okay, I'm sorry about that. The postman's not very nice. He's effing and blinding out there. And funnily enough, I didn't hear anything about my dog. Didn't hear my dogs making a single sound. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to this. So I'm going to put the largest card in the centre, the largest cut one, the largest rosette in the centre. Then I think I'm going to have one over here, and I don't mind if it hangs off the edge of the card a little bit because it's going in a box anyway. And I'm going to put one here like this. So they're arranged like this. You could actually turn the card round and do it this way round. That would look nice as well. You know, if you had that strip down it. Let's just put that there. If you had a strip across it and had your medallions like this, like that, that would look really nice and effective as well. However, what I'm aiming for today is to make these look into like a little bunch of like flowers, really. So I'm going to put this one at the top. Well, that's my idea anyway. We'll see if it works out. I'm going to put that at the top. This one can go here and overlap a bit, and this one here I'll put just a bit below it so it goes to there. And actually I might move this one over a bit because I don't want it to look too crowded, you know. So I'm going to move that over. It's all a lot of trial and error. Right, let's put this on here to weight the card down a minute. And then my thoughts were to use these strips to make like the stems. 1, 2, try and get them to join up or cross over at the bottom of the card. And this one, let's move this one out the way first. Put this down here. It's all very trial and error. This is a make along with me, I think, video. So put that up there like that. Put that on there like that so it overlaps a bit, and that like that, and then I've got them all joined up at the bottom. And actually you could put a nice little bow on there, you know. Let's move this over a bit so you can see it a bit better. There we go, a bit better like that. So yeah, I don't know what you prefer. I don't know if you like the one that's got the strip down the middle, or this one, whichever one you prefer. Hold on, jiggle these around a bit. Right, let me just stand up a minute and have a look down on it and see which I like. I mean, yeah, I mean, I quite like this. I think it's quite nice. So if I put like a bow or something on the bottom like that, so yeah, that's a nice layout. That was my original thoughts about this layout. However, I don't dislike the other layout with the strip that goes up and down it. But let's go for this one at the moment, since that was the original idea. So first of all, I am just going to take these pieces off bit by bit. I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac, I think. Put quite a good amount on it around the outside. Don't think you can overdo it really. So that's like that. And I'm just going to stick this down. Let's get this lined up so it is sort of horizontal, not too far out. Yep, I think that's it. Then I'll stick this one down. This is that reindeer that I said I was going to use inside the other card, but I decided to just mount it on a piece of foam, die cut out the foam and put it on here. So again, I'm just going to be really generous with the glue. As I say, hot glue would do this immediately, but I don't want to get the hot glue gun out at the moment. apart from the fact that it's actually plugged into the wall and it's, you know, you wouldn't see me doing it. I'd have to leave the table to do it. So that can go just overlapping a bit. So I'm quite happy with that. And this last one, oh, that's where, oh, and actually I made this one out of a piece of used copy paper, so I don't throw anything away. It's not used copy paper, well, yeah, it was, but it was on a bit thicker than copy paper, so I don't throw anything away. I just reuse it. I'm right into recycling and stuff. So let's put that on there. Let's have this maybe pointing upwards. Right, line that up on there like that. I like the fact that it's overlapping a bit. That's good, I think. I quite like that. Right, and then I'm just going to run a bit of glue down these and push them in where they need to go. And then afterwards I can trim off all the any extras afterwards. And I wish I had a bow handy, because I'd put a bow at the bottom. I probably won't stick this thing on the bottom. I'll probably wait like off camera until I've got or made a bow, because I just think that would look better. Right, that can go, went under there, didn't it? About there, like that, because it's managed to smother itself in glue. So that's that. Push that down a bit. Do apologise for that postman earlier if you heard any remarks from him. So rude. I don't even know what he was moaning about. It wasn't, you know, it's not like my dogs were down there barking at him or anything. He was delivering like a leaflet or something. Don't know why he was rude like that. You get some people though, don't you? I mean, I've had something to moan about if he'd have heard my dogs. Even though they're just cockapoos and a chihuahua. But I promise you, nobody needs to get a Rottweiler if they've got a chihuahua. And if you've got two chihuahuas, I mean, I haven't, I've got one, but if you've got two chihuahuas, I should imagine you're absolutely set when it comes to burglars. There's nothing going to break in your house. Nothing goes to break in my house anyway, with one chihuahua. I swear the cockapoos would be on their backs waiting for their bellies to be rubbed, and the chihuahua, whose name's TJ, he'd be at the burglar's throat if there was if we had a burglar here. I might have to reposition this one a bit because I can't see it at that angle. And then all I need to do is trim off these bottom bits here. I've decided to do this with tape as opposed to the glue, but that's mainly just because of the heat. So like, I've put my tape all around it. Get rid of them bits. Right, let me have a look. Right, that's not straight, so that needs to straighten up a bit. That's better. At least with your glue, you know, like your Fabri-Tac or whatever, you've got a bit more time to fiddle about with things. Not Fabri-Tac, 3-in-1. You've got time to fiddle about with it and get it lined up before it really sets up. Okay, and so I'm going to get this stuck down, or attempt to. So what I do is I put it all around the outside. I put a piece in the middle to anchor it. Like that. And then I pick up 2 corners and move them and pull them out the side. So I can just whip them out. And it sticks down once I've got it lined up in place with the centerpiece. Sorry about my shaky hands again. Not doing too well today. There we go. like that. And I'm going to do the same at the bottom. Try and anchor my hand down so it doesn't look as if it's, so it doesn't drive the camera mad. Fold that piece out, and this one, it's got right good backing on this tape. Defies anyone to move it. Right, let's see how that's doing. Yeah, that's fine. So now I'm just going to line it up where I want, using the edges that are still covered. Get it where I want it. Let's lift it up so I can see it. Move it up a bit. Oh, come on. That's it. Like that. And that. That. And that. That looks alright, actually. That looks quite nice. I think it's about level, maybe down a tiny bit. Then push the middle down, and then you can just pull out the sides like that. So anyway, guys, I really appreciate you joining me. I'm trying to do as many videos as I can do so I can get my channel up and really sort of working and show you all sorts of different ideas and things like that. It would really, really help me with the YouTube settings if you could give me a thumbs up and maybe leave a comment, subscribe if you feel you can. That would be really good, because it pushes my ratings up. If there's no ratings, even if there's a lot of views but there's no real ratings, my videos won't get seen. YouTube won't push them forward and they won't get seen. It'd be a whole lot of work for nothing. Because to be fair with you, it takes a massive amount of work behind the scenes. Not massive. It just takes a lot of work behind the scenes to prepare for a video. And it'd be a shame if no one gets to see them. Or, but also I'm open to the comments. I mean, if no one likes them, if you don't like the videos, and you know, or you think of how I should improve, or, and bear in mind I'm quite fairly new to this, but you know, how I should improve or how I could do things better, or what else you'd like to see. My aim is to carry on doing these embellishment videos just throughout the year, really. And then, you know, hopefully you'll join me on my little Facebook group and show me what examples you've done as well, because I'd love to see all those as well. So yeah, okay, that's how I would use those. And as I say, I would like to I'd put it in like a little boxed card and make it a really special card. I wouldn't even attempt to put it in an envelope. But yeah, so that's it for today. This other one did set up very nicely that I stuck down, so I'll use that on another card when I cut a smaller doily to go on there. And I will also like brush in all the, you know, like a darker green on there. I might even put glitter on it or something, because I can't believe, anybody who knows me, who's seen my work before, I can't believe there's no glitter on any of my cards at the moment. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me. I'm so sorry about that postman incident. I hope you weren't offended by it, but it wasn't anything I could do. And I'm looking forward to seeing you soon with another idea of embellishment to put on cards. Thank you. Bye.